Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like your hair changed faster than the rest of you? One year it was full and rich, and suddenly it's finer, lighter, and showing strands of silver you never invited. Scientists found that estrogen drops by nearly 50% within the first few years of menopause, directly affecting hair. But nature has a surprising tonic that many women overlook, and it starts in your kitchen. As women, we often assume hair changes are just part of aging. But there is a more specific and more hopeful explanation. When estrogen declines, scalp circulation slows, nutrients reach the follicles less efficiently, and the cells responsible for strength and color become vulnerable. This is why many women see thinning, dullness, and silver strands appear so quickly. The encouraging truth is that your hair isn't fading. It's simply asking for the right nourishment that matches what your body needs after 50. I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal wellness, and I'm here to share science-backed, gentle, and natural support for women in midlife and beyond. If this message resonates, please subscribe, comment with the country you're watching from, so I know this knowledge is reaching women worldwide. And help me reach 20,000 subscribers, so I can continue creating meaningful content for you. Let's dive into what your hair has truly been waiting for. 1. Why hair thins, falls, and turns gray after 50. As we begin this journey into understanding how to care for your hair after 50, it is important to first explore what is truly happening beneath the surface. Many women share that they feel caught off guard by how quickly their hair seems to change, almost as if it transformed from one year to the next. There can be a quiet sense of worry, even embarrassment, with a lingering thought that perhaps they did something wrong. I want to reassure you that nothing about you is failing. Your hair is simply responding to natural biological shifts that almost every woman experiences, yet very few are ever guided to understand. One of the most influential changes is the decline in estrogen during menopause and the years leading into it. Estrogen does far more than regulate the menstrual cycle. It plays a key role in supporting healthy blood flow to the scalp, nourishing the follicles, and maintaining the natural rhythm of the hair growth cycle. When estrogen levels fall, circulation to the scalp gradually slows, and the follicles no longer receive the same level of oxygen and nutrients they once relied on. This subtle change affects the quality of each new strand. Hair begins to grow in finer, more fragile, and the natural growth phase shortens, making shedding more noticeable and regrowth feel slower. Even women who always enjoyed thick, full hair in their earlier decades often describe a sudden shift to hair that feels flat or lacking vitality. In addition to this hormonal transition, oxidative stress increases with age and places strain on the pigment-producing cells called melanocytes. These cells create melanin, the pigment that gives hair its rich color. When melanocytes become depleted or overwhelmed, hair gradually loses its depth of color, leading to silver and gray strands appearing more rapidly. This is not a reflection of poor care or neglect. It is a biological response to hormonal shifts, stress, and cellular aging. Now that you understand what is happening inside the scalp, the next empowering step is to explore how we can support the hair from the root. Before we move into the first natural ingredient that can strengthen the hair structure, I want to show you why nature offers more solutions than most women realize. 2. Why onion juice works for mature hair after 50. I understand that the thought of using onion on your scalp may not sound appealing at first, especially if you associate it with strong kitchen aromas rather than beauty or self-care. However, this humble vegetable holds qualities that become increasingly valuable for the scalp as we move through our 50s and beyond. What makes onion particularly remarkable is not a trend or folk remedy, but the unique combination of compounds it contains that directly address the needs of aging hair. One of the key components in onions is sulfur, a mineral that plays an essential role in the formation of keratin, the protein that makes up most of each hair strand. After 50, the body's ability to produce strong, well-structured keratin gradually declines, which is why hair may feel weaker, break more easily, or appear less dense than before. Sulfur helps reinforce the structural integrity of the hair shaft, supporting strands that are more resilient and less prone to thinning and breakage. This is particularly meaningful for women who notice their ponytail becoming smaller or see more hair in their brush than they used to. Another beneficial compound found in onions is quercetin, a natural antioxidant that supports the scalp in ways that are especially important after menopause. Quercetin helps calm inflammation around the follicles and provides protection against oxidative stress that can compromise both hair strength and pigment. This gentle support may help the scalp environment feel more balanced and comforted, which is a foundation for healthier-looking hair. When the scalp is nourished and the follicles feel supported rather than stressed, the hair growing from them can appear more vibrant and stronger over time. Before applying anything new to the scalp, especially after 50 when the skin can become more reactive, it is wise to introduce ingredients gradually and observe how your skin responds. A small patch test behind the ear or along the hairline can offer reassurance and allow your scalp to become familiar with the ingredient before applying it more broadly. Now that you know why onion juice can be such a valuable ally for mature hair, it becomes even more exciting to discover how pairing it with the right companion ingredient can elevate its benefits to an entirely new level. 3. Rosemary oil, the circulation booster for menopause hair. Before we blend onion with anything else, it's important to understand the role of rosemary on its own, because this botanical has earned its place in women's hair care for reasons that go far beyond tradition or pleasant scent. Many women are surprised to learn that rosemary has been studied alongside conventional hair support treatments, and the findings suggest that it offers meaningful benefits for those experiencing age-related hair changes. What makes rosemary so compelling for women after 50 is the way it supports one of the scalp functions most affected by menopause: circulation. Healthy hair depends on a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients delivered through tiny blood vessels beneath the scalp. When estrogen declines, these vessels can become less efficient, and the follicles receive less of the nourishment they require to sustain strong, full-bodied growth. Rosemary contains naturally occurring compounds that gently stimulate blood flow to the scalp, helping reawaken follicles that may have become sluggish or undernourished. Women who incorporate rosemary regularly into their hair routine often describe their scalp as feeling more alive, with a gradual return of volume and softness that feels like a quiet renewal. In addition to supporting circulation, rosemary offers antioxidant and soothing properties that can help calm the scalp environment, especially when sensitivity or irritation has developed over time. This creates a more welcoming foundation for hair to thrive. Many women also notice that with consistent use, their scalp feels not only healthier, but more balanced, as if its natural harmony is slowly being restored. For many women, this sense of comfort and vitality at the scalp brings as much emotional relief as it does physical benefit, because the scalp can finally feel cared for rather than stressed. As you reflect on your own hair journey, I would love to hear something from you. What is the one hair change after 50 that surprised you the most? Was it thinning, increased shedding, dryness, or the appearance of silver strands? Share it in the comments below, because your experience may be exactly what another woman needs to hear to feel less alone. With a gentle foundation now in place, we can take a meaningful step forward and look at what happens when these two natural ingredients are thoughtfully combined to enhance each other's strengths. 4. Why combine fermented onion and rosemary? Up to this point, we have looked at onion and rosemary individually, and you may already sense how each one brings something valuable to the scalp. However, the true transformation happens when these two ingredients are intentionally paired, because together they create a level of support that neither can provide alone. This is where science, nature, and the unique needs of women after 50 meet in a remarkably harmonious way. Fermented onion offers nourishment that aging follicles are often starved of, while rosemary acts almost like a guide, helping that nourishment reach the very places it is needed most. When onion is fermented, something remarkable takes place at the microscopic level. Fermentation breaks down certain compounds into more bioavailable forms, allowing the beneficial properties of onion, especially quercetin, to become more active, gentle, and easier for the scalp to receive. The process also naturally shifts the pH into a range that supports scalp comfort and protects the delicate microbiome that sits at the root of hair vitality. A balanced scalp microbiome is essential for women after 50, as it often becomes more fragile with hormonal fluctuations. Meanwhile, rosemary helps lift this nourishing effect by enhancing circulation and encouraging consistent delivery of oxygen and nutrients. Think of fermented onion as the source of nourishment, and rosemary as the energy that helps deliver it with intention. Together, they create an environment where the scalp feels more balanced, follicles experience greater vitality, and the hair that grows has the potential to appear stronger and more supported in both thickness and color. Many women describe this combination as the first time their scalp felt both cared for and awakened, instead of overwhelmed by harsh products or left without results. It is a gentle yet purposeful approach that respects the sensitivity of the scalp during and after menopause, while still offering meaningful support. This thoughtful pairing also offers something many women deeply appreciate at this stage of life, a routine that feels simple, nurturing, and sustainable, rather than overwhelming or demanding constant upkeep. Now that you understand why this pairing is so valuable for mature hair, the next step is learning how to prepare the tonic correctly so that you can experience these benefits with confidence and ease at home. 5. How to prepare the fermented onion and rosemary scalp tonic. Now that you understand why this combination can be so supportive for mature hair, let's walk through how to prepare the tonic in a way that feels simple, achievable, and kind to your routine. I want this to feel less like a complicated recipe and more like a small act of care you gift to yourself, because your hair deserves that level of attention and gentleness. Begin with 1 medium red onion, as red onions naturally contain higher levels of quercetin. Peel it, chop it into smaller pieces, and blend until it forms a smooth consistency. Strain this mixture through a fine cloth or filter so that you're left with the liquid only. Pour the juice into a clean glass jar and add 8 ounces of filtered water, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and half a teaspoon of raw honey. These simple additions support the fermentation process, helping the nutrients become more available to the scalp. Cover the jar with a breathable cloth and keep it at room temperature for about 72 hours. During this time, the mixture will gently transform, becoming more scalp-friendly and effective. Once fermentation is complete, strain the liquid again to ensure a smooth texture that is easy to apply. Add approximately 5 drops of rosemary essential oil, stirring slowly so the ingredients merge without losing their natural potency. Transfer the tonic into a small applicator bottle if you have one, as it makes application more convenient, especially at the roots. When you are ready to use it, begin by gently wetting your scalp, then massage the tonic in with slow circular movements, allowing the warmth of your hands to support circulation. Leave it on for 45 to 60 minutes before washing with a mild shampoo. Most women find that using this tonic once or twice weekly feels both manageable and beneficial. With consistent use over several weeks, many women begin to notice subtle, yet encouraging shifts in how their scalp feels and how their hair responds to care. As you start imagining yourself using this tonic, you may be curious about how to apply it in a way that protects your scalp and keeps the experience positive from the very first try. In the next section, we will explore thoughtful guidelines to help you use it comfortably and confidently. 6. How to use it safely and comfortably after 50. Before introducing anything new into your self-care routine, especially during or after menopause, I believe it is essential to approach your scalp with the same respect and attentiveness you would give to delicate skin. The goal is not only to encourage healthier-looking hair, but also to ensure that your experience with this tonic feels soothing, supportive, and free of unnecessary discomfort. A thoughtful first step is to begin with a small patch test. Apply a tiny amount of the tonic behind the ear or along the side of the scalp and leave it for 10 to 15 minutes before washing it off. This small act allows your skin to gently meet the formula and gives you the reassurance of knowing how your scalp responds before using it more widely. If everything feels calm within the next 24 hours, you may proceed with a full application. When applying the tonic, use a light touch rather than vigorous rubbing. The scalp often becomes more sensitive with age, and gentle massage will encourage circulation without causing irritation. If your scalp tends to be dry or reactive, consider applying a very small amount of a lightweight natural oil, such as jojoba, the day after using the tonic to maintain comfort and balance. It is also helpful to avoid using other stimulating scalp products on the same day, as layering too many active ingredients at once can overwhelm even the healthiest scalp. If the scent feels noticeable at first, remember that this is normal with fermented preparations. A mild, fragrance-free shampoo and lukewarm water will help remove the aroma without stripping natural oils. It may also be more enjoyable to use the tonic on days when you are not rushed, giving yourself time to move through the steps with ease rather than urgency. As you integrate this tonic into your routine, listen to your scalp with kindness. If at any point you notice persistent redness, itching, or discomfort, allow your scalp a few days of rest before trying again. Observing your body's signals is not a setback. It is a form of care. With safety and comfort in place, we can now look at one more layer of support that helps hair not only look thicker and stronger, but also maintain its natural depth of color from within. 7. Inner nourishment for stronger hair and richer color after 50. Topical care is an important part of supporting your hair, but it becomes even more effective when paired with internal nourishment that aligns with the needs of the body after menopause. Hair is, in many ways, a reflection of what is happening within, and as estrogen shifts, the body requires a slightly different balance of nutrients to sustain strength, shine, and natural pigment. One of the most overlooked aspects of hair health after 50 is supporting the cells that influence melanin, the pigment responsible for hair color. These cells can become more vulnerable over time, and when they are not sufficiently nourished, silver strands tend to appear more rapidly. Foods rich in antioxidants, minerals, and healthy fats help create a more supportive environment for both the scalp and the follicles. Minerals such as copper and zinc, along with vitamins like B12 and folate, play a helpful role in supporting normal pigment production, while omega-3 rich foods such as salmon, walnuts, flax seeds, or chia seeds can help maintain softness and elasticity. Because digestion and nutrient absorption can also change with age, choosing foods that are gentle on the digestive system and easy to absorb can make a noticeable difference. Pairing leafy greens with citrus or adding a teaspoon of ground flax to your breakfast can be small yet meaningful ways to nourish the body from within. Hydration also holds more influence than most women realize, as even mild dehydration can leave the scalp feeling tight and the hair looking lackluster. Some women also find it helpful to include herbal infusions, such as nettle or rosemary tea a few times a week, as these gentle botanicals can further support circulation and mineral balance from within. This internal approach is not about perfection, restriction, or major lifestyle changes. Think of it as a gradual rebalancing, adding small, supportive touches that help your body feel cared for. When inner nourishment and topical care work hand in hand, women often find that their hair begins to reflect that harmony, appearing fuller, more vibrant, and more resilient. With this foundation in place, you are now beautifully prepared for the next step, where we will outline a gentle week-by-week guide to help you introduce this tonic into your routine with ease and confidence. When introducing this tonic into your routine, the most important thing is to keep the process gentle and respectful of your scalp's sensitivity. Think of this as a gradual easing in rather than a strict regimen, giving your scalp time to adjust and welcome the nourishment. During the first week, apply the tonic just once. Choose a moment when you do not feel rushed, so you can move through the steps with calm and softness. Pay attention to how your scalp feels afterward. Not with worry or expectation, but simply with curiosity. Allow this moment to be a small reminder that caring for yourself in midlife is not indulgent. It is a form of nourishment your body has earned. This first introduction is about creating familiarity and allowing your scalp to meet the tonic in a kind, unhurried way. As you move into the second week, you may apply the tonic twice, leaving a couple of days between each use. This gentle consistency is often where women begin to notice small shifts in how their scalp responds, perhaps a sense of comfort, warmth, or lightness. It can be lovely to pair the application with a soothing ritual, such as soft background music, a warm herbal tea, or a quiet moment to yourself, so the experience becomes a form of self-care rather than another task on your list. By the third week, you might find that the process feels more natural, almost like a nourishing rhythm your body has learned to anticipate. You may continue with 1 or 2 applications per week, depending on what feels right. If you choose to, allow your scalp a day or 2 of rest in between. If once a week feels more harmonious for your lifestyle, that is perfectly acceptable. What matters most is consistency over time, not quantity. As you settle into this routine, let your scalp guide the pace. If at any point it feels tender or overstimulated, simply take a short break and return when it feels ready. This journey is not about perfection or speed, but about creating a supportive ritual that your body can embrace with ease. Next, we'll bring everything together with a closing message to help you feel grounded, encouraged, and empowered as you care for your hair during this stage of life. As we come to the end of this journey together, I hope you feel more informed, supported, and encouraged to approach your hair with understanding rather than frustration. The changes you may have seen in your hair after 50 are not a sign of decline, nor are they a reflection of anything you did wrong. They are a natural response to hormonal shifts, and with the right care, your hair can still look and feel vibrant, soft, and full of life. You now know why thinning, shedding, and graying can accelerate during and after menopause. And you've learned how fermented onion and rosemary work together to nourish the scalp, awaken circulation, and support the vitality of your hair at the root. You also discovered how internal nourishment and a gentle routine can amplify these benefits, helping your hair reflect the care you offer your body from within. My advice is simple. Start gently. Stay consistent, and treat this process as an act of self-care rather than a task you must complete. Your hair deserves patience, and so do you. The beauty of this tonic is not only in its natural effectiveness, but in the way it invites you to slow down, nurture yourself, and reconnect with your own well-being. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this video brought you value, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support truly helps this channel reach more women who may need this encouragement. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.